Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shred Show Live. I've got my good friend Joe Wilson, the social coach, hanging out with me today, and we're talking about something that is absolutely going to literally blow your mind. You're about to get rocked because there's a lot of mistakes being made, but we're going to be talking about some of the biggest mistakes made on social media, and we're sharing them because we don't want to see you fall victim to them. We want to see you succeed. We want to see you thrive. And again, who better than joining me than Joe Wilson himself? Ladies and gentlemen, volume up. We're about to shred. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know him, you are just absolute tragedy. Joe is truly one of my greatest friends in all the industry. Plus, he's brilliant, and he's building something, and we're not even going to play. What I love, why Joe, I have so much respect and so much admiration for him, is there's an opportunity to plug his business, plug what he's growing, but he said, you know what, Josh, no, forget about it today. This is about you. This is about the people. This is about the people that we serve every single day. Joe Wilson, what's up, brother?
Hey, man. Thanks for having me, Josh. I love being with you. Anytime I get to spend with you is amazing. But honestly, I mean, we were talking just the other day, right? And we were saying, look, there's a major problem in the mortgage industry. And this is an industry that both of us grew up in, that like very first jobs at a college, at a school, and like have such a love and admiration for it. And we're noticing a problem. And the problem to me is that we're not focused on the right things to grow our business in 2021 and where we're at today. And we feel that we have this duty to help people understand that you need to focus on social media as a plan to grow your business for not just your company as a whole, but every single individual loan officer at your company. And that's my passion, my goal right now is doing that for this industry. We need to change that.
We do need to change that because it is, you and I talked about this. It's something that I can say is plaguing our industry. Like it's a really, really big problem. So that's why I'm excited to be talking about it. And really, again, this is for all of you. If you have questions, if you have comments, fire away. Joe and I will try to get to questions and try to answer some of this stuff. But Joe, so where do we begin? You and I, we have such a love for this industry. We want to see it thrive. We want to see us really flourish as an industry. But I mean, where do we even start educating? Like, where does the discussion even begin here?
Yeah, I personally, in my opinion, what I see is that it needs to be a top-down thing, right? If you're an executive at a mortgage company and you want to grow your business, right? Not every company wants to grow, and that's okay. No. If you are not looking to grow your pie, even a little bit, this is not for you. You can just continue, scroll past this, like move on. If you're looking to grow your business, either organically from your current loan officers to help grow their business, right? You always want more loans. This is a numbers game, right?
Absolutely.
Or you need to also grow your overall size of your company by attracting more loan officers, more branches, more regions, et cetera. You need to be thinking about what is the modern way in today's world to attract more business, attract more loan officers to come into your organization. And from my perspective, that has to be done foremost from a strategy position, from the executive level down, that you have to have this be a focus for your overall company. It can't just be like, oh, we're going to participate in social media and we're going to check that box. Nope. You have to make this decision to be a core value and a core part of your business.
And that's just it. This has to be part of the business. So many people talk about getting leads, growing their following to get more leads. And I think that's where we miss it. And I love that you mentioned this is a top-down strategy. There are very few leaders. There are very few marketing departments. There are very few people who look at it in that way. But if you are a lender, if you're a mortgage company and you want to see your originators flourish, if you want to see the producers, the people in the trench really start to take this to heart, you have to lead from the front. Like you have to be an example of this, we talk a lot about building your brand. And I think sometimes when we talk about that, it really goes over some people's heads and they start getting overwhelmed with the idea of like, Joe, building my brand? Like that seems so difficult. It seems so hard. It seems like it really I've got to create content. Like you guys are always talking about creating content. I don't have time for that. But Joe, again, it's not that difficult. We're way overthinking this.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. We are overthinking it. To really simplify it, right? You think about how many people a day do you meet and you talk to every day, and what are you talking to them about,
Ooh.
right? Let's just think about it. I'm talking about outside of my business, right? I could be talking about rates. I could be talking about what's happening in the market, but I could be talking about my kids, the school I go to, the tacos I'm going to eat today because it's Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Shout out to Delilah Ramos, right, on that one. But what are you doing? What is your life about? And sharing that online is building your personal brand, right?
Yeah.
And from a company's brand, well, what's your company all about? Your company is about your people. Right? Your biggest asset as a mortgage company are the people that you employ, the people that you work for, and the people that you serve, right? A lot of mortgage companies I talk to, or that we see in the industry, are all about the people that they serve. And that is a wonderful thing to talk about. That. So if you're passionate about the people that you serve, you're passionate about the people that work for you, well, let's talk about them. That's your brand. Your brand is what you feel is important to you and your company. And then just talking about that and showing that online. That is all you have to do.
No, that literally is it. Like that is crazy, because again, sometimes when we even like talking with companies, they think that their brand is like, oh, we got to talk about products. We got to talk about like this and this and that. Then they're like, no. That's not your brand. The people are your brand. And I love that you're talking about, Joe, have you listened to this? You have to go listen to this. There's an interview by Tom Bilyeu, and he actually talks about, it's investing in impactful companies. And he interviews this guy, and I sorry, I don't remember the guy's name. I'm going to share this interview. I'm going to post it below, because he talks about exactly what you're talking about. Human capital is what we should be like. That is your brand. If you're a wholesale lender, if you're a bank, if you're a large company, wholesale or human capital, the people who are working for you, that is your brand. And Joe, you and I have seen this when companies try to hold their employees back from actually putting their brand out there. Like, oh, Joe, no, don't make that post, dude. People could think bad of you. Like, people could think that, and if they think bad of you, they think bad of us. Like they
already think bad of me. They already know me. Though. That's the problem. They already know who you are. And Molly, great point here. Talk about the people you serve. Talk about yourself. Talk about people you serve. They want to hear about themselves. They want to hear about you. They already know you. They know what you look like. They know what you sound like. They know what products you already serve, but they may have forgotten. And you just have to keep on continuing to get yourself visible. But that's a really great point. I love that.
Okay, so I found it. It's Sir, like this guy is like big time. It's Sir Ronald Cohen. Like that's how, and again, it's impact theory. I'm going to share the link below. I'm going to send it to you. But this was, and again, if you don't follow Tom Bilyeu, he's probably one of my favorite podcasters. He's one of the guys that I watched when I first started Shred. He's kind of, again, stealing like an artist. I watched what he was doing. But this interview, again, talks about this Sir Ronald Cohen. He basically goes in and helps companies with what you and I are talking about. And being Shred, being that we're an attention impact network, he talks about being impactful. And actually starting to work and show your employees that they're not just employees, that they're part of the ecosystem, that they're actually part of the culture. Mm-hmm. That's what's truly important. That's when we start to see brands thrive. That's when we start to see companies grow, because then they're truly it's more than just a company. It really is. It's something that we can believe in. It's something that we see making an impact, a change in our world. We all, like you and I mentioned, the reason that I have Shred, the reason you have Social Coach is because we want to make a difference. We want to make an impact. We're investing in the people within this industry. When Joe, let's be honest, sometimes you and I bang our heads against the table and we're like, what is wrong with it? Like, we want so much to see them succeed when we could probably go somewhere else and we could probably see a little bit more success, to be honest, but we care.
We care. Well, and I think there's I think the reason why, and I'm speaking for you at this point, but I think the reason why we're here is because we know there's so much value and so much potential in the mortgage business to have so much impact on not just people's lives, but like our own lives as well. Yeah. And when you're talking earlier, though, I think one of the biggest points about building building your company's brand by an individual is, as you help your loan officers build a personal brand, they will in turn build your corporate brand by sharing your values, by sharing who they are, by sharing the people they serve. All boats rise with the tide, right? If you invest in your people and teach them and show them how to post on social media about their own personal brands, help them build success for long-term, not just one lead at a time, but a long-term brand, they will help your corporate values, your corporate presence,
Yeah.
go crazy. That's the magic in this. Is like, it's not like, I mean, you look at this. All right, I posted about this yesterday. What would you rather see in your feed, right? Would you rather see a corporate branded post that says, hey, we're #1 lender in Louisville, Kentucky, right? Like, no. Or would you rather see something about the people that you serve in that community, or a loan officer about their specific life? What is thumb stopping activity as you're scrolling is human. We have a desire to connect with other humans, especially in today's world where we are stripped from having that person to person interaction. People are turning to online to have that interaction and see that. They don't want to interact with some canned corporate content. They want to interact with Josh Pitts. They want to interact with Molly Downey. They want to interact with Dalla Rujo. Like, that's how it works.
Well, that's just it. And that's what so many companies are missing. When we talk about creating content, we can talk about posting. Sometimes people hear the Gary Vaynerchuk and they're like, oh, you need to post 100 pieces of content a day. And so they're just like, well, I got to get everything out. And it's just company post after company post after company post. And again, you and I have seen them. We're not going to call any companies out. Like, we know that you're trying. We appreciate that you're trying. But Joe, you nailed that. Like, you nailed it on the head when, especially right now, because we live in this pandemic world, we're not seeing each other like in person as much. This is it. You really have to step up your game. Like, human capital that I mentioned and that interaction has to be so much more in tune with the audience. Because again, if I'm scrolling Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube, I have to see something that's like, whoa. What Joe just posted there, that's different. That's impactful. Like, this is me. It's not just another, again, like rates and programs and like, we're the best. Like, come join ABC Mortgage. And this is why, like, I see that and I want to unfollow them. Because again, like it's the exact opposite. It doesn't make me want to click on the post and learn more about this new opportunity. It makes me like, they don't care. Like, they really don't care about me. They don't care about their people. It's the companies that I see sharing the stories. It's the companies that I see having the real discussions, the raw discussions. Those are the ones that I see making an impact. Those are the ones that I see with what you and I are talking about, that are trying to push the envelope, that they care enough about the industry as well to start doing something, to start making a change. But I think even this conversation, Joe, because I hope for a bit, like, I want to see this industry change, but sometimes I worry because I wonder if they can. Like, we are so stuck in our ways. And again, I don't mean to be this in it. Some people are gonna be like, whoa, Josh, go down. No, like, I want to see all of us thrive, but without discussions like you and I are having, I don't know if we can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just it, right? So I think there has to be a way that if you're an executive of a mortgage company, it has to become something important for you, right? And you mentioned something too, Josh, and I want to make sure this point gets across, is that, I don't want to limit this conversation to pandemic, because hopefully we're with the light is at the end of the tunnel, right? I'm getting vaccinated on Thursday. I'm super pumped for that and everything. But like, here's the deal. This is not just a temporary fix for when we can't get together or go golfing or bring donuts to the realtor's office, right? This is a long-term brand strategy to help you grow your business. And you think about, okay, what's going to change through all this, right? I'm hoping that we don't have to wear masks forever. But one thing that, I'm hoping the cleanliness factor at my kids' school stays the same. That would be fantastic, because they've never been healthier. It's amazing. But the one thing that I predict, and I'll love your opinion on this, the things that will stay post-pandemic, right, is that the importance of an online strategy to build your business will stay there.
Absolutely.
I see that not being minimized when we go back to in-person conferences and things like that. It's the best way. I mean, think about this. If I am a loan officer and I set up meetings like post-pandemic, right? And I'm going to go and hopefully meet with 10 or 15 people this day, right? That'd be a stretch if I were going to go in-person meetings, meet 10 to 15 people. If you create one post about just a human interest story about yourself or your family or community, how many people can you reach with that one post? Even if you only have 500 followers or 1,000 followers, you have the potential to reach several hundred people with one 5-minute post.
Exactly. Well, even
it's crazy.
Well, even with
No, that's
100
it.
followers, that's just it. Sometimes I think, and I really like what Gary Vaynerchuk talks about, it is more and more as we see these influencers grow, and especially companies, they think numbers is everything. Like, they're like, oh, he's got 10,000 followers, he's got to be an influencer. It's like, well, really, do numbers really matter that much? I would prefer somebody with 100 followers making that, but like I said, taking advantage of using that 5 minutes. Now you got to reach 100 people, and we all, and some of you are thinking, well, algorithms and this and that and this. Sure. Okay, fine. Let's just say you only reach 10 of those people. Still, you're reaching 10 people compared to that one with all that time. You took hours with that one real estate agent when you can reach 10. That's still 10 times the effort. So
it's the best use of your time, right?
Bingo.
There's no better use of your time than social media. I know people think it's distraction. We talked about this earlier today too, how much of a distraction social media can be. But if you're intentional about it, you make a plan and you make it happen, you will have that's the best use of your time in the day for biz dev.
I mean, there's literally nothing else that is actually more like that can be more impactful and that can be a better resource to you. Stop trying to get more leads. Stop trying to look at more lead strategy. Look at the 100 people you have, the 500 people, the 1,000 people that you already have, and look at those people. Because Joe, I mentioned this to you just prior to this. Sometimes when you and I, because again, we're so in the social world, we tell people to create content. Sometimes I think people get so overwhelmed with it. They're like, well, I can't be Joe. I can't be Josh. I can't think of these ideas. I don't have a camera. I don't have a mic. That's fine. And most of you get so overwhelmed with thinking about even creating content and trying to grow your following, you won't do it. Just think about it in this way. Just take those 100 followers or 500 or 1,000, whatever you have. And again, you're trying to directly influence those people, directly impact those people. That's your goal. Stop trying to, again, you're not trying to get 10,000 followers. Stop thinking about, I mentioned the blue check mark on Instagram. Stop trying to get there. Just worry about those. You don't need it, man. Like, that's just it. And again, most of you are so overwhelmed with trying to grow it that you're never going to do it anyway.
Yeah. I think that right there, Josh, you're over here. That is the most important piece of this whole conversation is like, we have to take this anxiety level, this this crushing feeling like I can't control my social media presence or I'm not good enough or whatever the case is. Like all that has to be stripped away.
Yep.
Let's demystify the situation here. Start small. Don't worry about your followers. Don't worry about your likes. Don't worry about your comments. I'll tell you, like, this is a true story. I have gotten more business out of posts that did zero engagement than ones that did, right? Like literally, really, truly, I've had people say, oh, send me a DM and say, Joe, I saw this post and I wanted to talk more about it, but it had like some of my lowest engagement posts possible.
Yeah.
It does not, those things do not matter. What's important is that you show up, you hustle, you shred every day, right?
Yeah.
But you show up consistently. That's really the piece of this is like, you have to make it a strategy. You have to practice it every single day and not every single day. Like, let's take that off the table too. You don't have to do this every day. I don't do it every day. Josh, you do because you're amazing. But like, I don't do it every day. And it's still something of value for me and my business. And I can be for you as well.
Oh, dude, and that what you just said is probably more impactful to every company out there. If you're a CMO, if you're on a marketing team out there, I literally, sometimes I have companies come to us with what we're helping them with. They're like, well, let's look at the numbers. And I'm like, numbers don't tell you everything, ladies and gentlemen. Like I'm Joe, I can attest to what you're saying 100%. I've had people that I never even knew watched me. They'll send me a message and be like, hey, dude, I love your videos. And I'm like, what? Who are you? I was like, you've never once commented. I never say like, you never engaged with it. And he's like, yeah, but still, I just want to let you know what you're doing is impactful to me. And I'm like, everybody listening right now, what Joe just said couldn't be more true. Don't worry about the likes. Don't worry about, because you'll start getting into like insights and you'll be like, well, only 100 people saw my post. Nobody cares. And it's like, no, that's not it. You're not getting the full story. There may be one person that saw that again, they're not taking into the numbers. They're not taking into factor that, but they saw it and you changed their life. That's the cool thing about social media too, Joe, is that we're reaching people's, go ahead.
No, you're on a roll, bro. Keep going.
We reach people's lives that we never thought of, like we never could imagine. That's the power of social media. Making that one post, again, if you take a realtor to lunch, again, if you go take them donuts, whatever, sure, they're happy with you in that moment. But what's cool about content, what's cool when you make a post, it lives on. Like people will go back and they'll scroll and they'll see what Joe, maybe they'll go back a week or two. Maybe they'll see something. They see something that changes their life, that makes them smile, that makes them happy.
Well, 60% of borrowers even will look you up before they do business with you.
Absolutely.
And what are they going to see on your Instagram page, on your LinkedIn page, on your Facebook page? If they don't see anything, they're going to think, well, I don't know if this guy's legit. But if they continually see you adding value, they see more about who you are, they see a reason to do business with you, they're going to do it. But they're not going to think that if they see recycled canned content that you got from, Canva or whatever, right? They needed to see you, and they need to understand why they want to do business with you personally. And they're probably going to do it because they like you.
Yeah.
And they're going to like you because you, whoever you are awesome. And like, don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise, but you are awesome. And the world just needs to know how awesome you are. And that's what social media can be about.
And that's exactly what is social media. Dude, that's like a good, like, that's it. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. People know, like, perfect example of this is you hanging out with friends. I know we're all excited to start hanging out with friends again. Do you walk it like when you go to hang out with friends and when you go to show up at that actual house, or you go to go watch, a movie or go to dinner with them? Like, people care about you. That's what social media is too. Like, you're posting because people want to see from you. You're talking to them. You have the opportunity to talk to more people. Showing up, like you said, Joe, and you have to do it consistently. If you don't see your friends in person, I know we all miss our friends, but if you don't see them for months and months and months, that relationship fades. And so again, now more than ever, because many of you are thinking inside your head, well, I haven't posted in so long. Then now is a better time than ever because people miss you.
Just do it.
Just do it. That's it. Joe, like, that's such a great place where it's like, I think there's so many places we can go. And you and I talked about this. We're going to continue to do this. Joe and I are going to continue to share things like this. We're going to continue to share strategies, actual tactical stuff with you guys. Because again, we have invested. We're all in with you, ladies and gentlemen. We're not holding back. That's why we're having these discussions, because we care. So you're going to see a lot more. Joe and I, we're going to continue to shred together between Shred and Social Coach. I'm excited for it. Joe, you're the man.
Stay tuned. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. Let's do it more. It'll be fun.
Sounds good. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, we appreciate you. We love you. And now it's time for all of you guys to go shred. Go show up, hustle, repeat every day. See ya.
Love it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you again so much for joining us for today's show. If you like the content, make sure you hit that like button below. And if you already haven't subscribed to our channel, click right over here and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to see our latest video, click over here. And again, if you want to see the best of daily content within the mortgage and real estate industries, you have to subscribe now. We look forward to having you shred with us every single day.